Hello, RCSJ. This is George Guy, president of the Media and Broadcasting Club here at RCSJ. And we have someone very special joining us today. We have Mr. Isaiah Green, who was a spectator in the bleachers during the high school football event, which later became known to the world as the host of the infamous Pleasantville shooting.
Thank you for having me today, George.
You wrote a book about this event, and it's a really unique perspective and a way to process how this went down. It's called Through My Eyes, and what I want to ask, what drove you to write a book about this particular thing?
Let's go back to about March. I had gotten this assignment in high school, and it was like describe like a spiritual experience in your life. Because I went to a Catholic high school. I went to Paul VI in Haddonfield, and that was what I wanted to write about. And I couldn't really find the motivation to write anything. So me and my current roommate right now, Kyle Purnell, I was like, Kyle, why don't we drive down there? And I drove back to the football field, and just being back there in that atmosphere just brought everything back. And so I wanted to, instead of just take it and leave it as an assignment, I wanted to write something so that some people would never use this tragedy as something we can never forget and become better from. I didn't want to make it a long read because I didn't want to drag it out. I just wanted to get straight to the point and in my main topic of we need to talk about this so this doesn't continue happening in our country. And that's why I kind of made it a shorter 70-page book so that people could just grab it, read it, and really get something out of it. 3 months before this happened, the same thing happened in Mobile, Alabama. Someone brought a gun to a football game. Thankfully, no one was killed, but 9 people were shot and wounded. And it's just this is something that's new to our country. If you see at the end of my book, I write, since the 2013 Sandy Hook shooting, we've cheered never again and said that at rallies, and it's happened almost 3,000 more times, mass shooting. So this is a big problem we have in our country. This shouldn't be a thing that's happening every single day. We shouldn't turn on the news every day and hear in cities, Philadelphia, Camden, Newark, like all these cities, that someone's dying every single day at the hands of guns. And I wanted to bring a raw, unedited version of my personal experience being there.
Sir, that is incredible. And for the moment during that game, I wanna talk to you about the moment when everything went south. Can you do your best to take us through that moment as best as you can?
So I wrote this in the book. It's like 8:29, and I'm a South Jersey sports fan, so Pleasantville is more. Camden is closer to where I live, and my grandpa is a Camden High School alumni, so he's always taken me to those games, and I've always been a supporter of their school. So they're up 6-0, and Pleasantville's getting ready to punt them the ball, and so I'm on my phone. I'm checking other scores of other games around South Jersey, and it just happens. You see these noises, about 7 or 8 of them, and it's just everything that is in the real world. All the chaos and madness that happens in the real was brought onto the football field. For a lot of football players, that's their safe haven. That's their way to escape, like the violence and all the drama of the real world. And that was brought to the football field. You had people jumping over fences, hiding under bleachers. I wrote this in the books. Someone had their car stolen. Someone dropped their keys, and another person picked their keys up and stole their car. It was just madness, and that's the kind of things that acts like gun violence can do. They can bring chaos to such a triumphant and competitive event like a high school football playoff game.
And so in page 15, you discuss fear in the book. I want to bring up a quote. You say, "Although the bullets were not meant for me, my body had frozen as if they had my name on them." So the fear was. Can you describe basically just how was that?
When it first goes off, I don't know at all where they're coming from, right? So once I kind of crawl and veer off to try to get behind the bleachers, they still I can kind of tell a little bit from glancing around that it's on the other side of the field. but my mind is just so sad that I'm hearing gunshots that they sound like they're right next to my ear. So I'm kind of feeling as if, okay, if I move or if I stand up or if I make any sudden move, like try to run, I don't even know. I'm not even sure at this moment who has the weapon on them. So I might get caught in, which happens in many cases, crossfire. I just that might be me. So that's kind of where I was kind of like not in the sense of that I was like physically I couldn't, but frozen in the sense of if I move, I'm going to be the next person, that takes a bullet. That's what I meant.
Mm. All right, and so you also discuss faith, and around like page 41, you talk about religion and faith in Christ and how that's helped you throughout the this entire time, throughout the fear and sadness and anger, especially at the shooter. Um, you talk about for praying for forgiveness, and can you just go into that a little bit? How did how did religion really pull you through this wave of emotions that I'm sure you were probably feeling?
So most of my close family and friends know I'm really a religious person, and I've had a lot of stuff happen to me in my life, and God has been the only thing that has got me through. Like I say, towards the end of chapter 5, I have epilepsy. I've had 4 seizures. One when I was 5, one when I was in 7th grade, and I've had a couple when I was in high school. And that's just in high school. It was like a thing that was reoccurring. I would have mini seizures every day, and like it just was like such a thing that drug me down. But the thing that always kept me going was my faith. And to this day, next year, 2021, it'll be 3 years. I'll be seizure free for 3 years. I've had deaths in my family. This has went on like the pandemic. That was one of the most trying times of my life. And the only thing that has really pushed me through that is God. And I'm kind of my where that was. I know writing the thing about forgiveness was a very controversial thing to write, but although that I have a relationship with Christ, I'm still a sinner. So it is not my place to throw shame or, what I mean, put somebody lower than me. I don't feel like that is my place. It's okay for me to be hurt. It's okay for me to have anger at a time, but I have to let it go and put it in the hands of the God that I serve. Or because if I do not, then I can't call myself a Christian. If you're following me, because I have to forgive those who hurt me.
Powerful. All right, so that is it's a powerful read, bro, and I'm glad you wrote the book. It's a unique perspective on just witnessing a tragedy, and your senior year was interrupted, and now you're starting your freshman year here with Rowan College, and how's that been for you?
So I am actually a Rowan Choice student. I'm going to school through RCSJ, but I am living on Rowan campus. But right now, I'm kind of, a lot of people want to be in classes, but I kind of, the way my schedule works around with all the kind of different stuff that I do, I kind of like the online learning. I kind of can uh, get on my class meetings from home. If I have something to do at another place, I kind of like it so far. So it's been enjoyable. I have a really good, me and my roommate Kyle, we've known each other for a lot of years. So that's been really good. And the pandemic's been hard, kind of. Kind of had a rough end of my senior year. Really, a lot of stuff that I missed, my prom, my senior trip. But I've been doing a lot of praying and faith, keeping the faith, just holding on to my faith. So far, I'm okay.
Time management, definitely great. So, how can we find this book online?
Actually, you can go onto Amazon and type in "Through My Eyes" and then type my name in, Isaiah Green. Or another way, if I just have a huge shipment of a lot of books just came in, you can email me. My email is isaiahgreen824@gmail.com. I'll be glad to sign anyone's books, deliver them. But yeah, that's pretty much how I'm doing so right now.
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to add, sir?
Just I hope that when everyone reads my book, they get something out of it. Like we discussed religion, you don't have to be a religious person to get something out of it. I talk about in my 5th chapter, Later Waits for No One. I really wanted to feel like I was talking to somebody. if you have like I said, if you have a problem with someone in your family, make up for it, because time is short and we need each other. People are all we have and people are all we need. So love everyone while you have them. And I want to say thank you, George, very much for this interview.
And with that, I want to thank you, Mr. Green, for this interview. I want to thank RCSJ, and stay tuned for more great content on RCSJ Today. I am George Guy, President of Media and Broadcasting Club, signing out. I hope everybody has a good day.